Yezidi fortitude and strength of spirit. A lion remains a lion regardless of gender. As you know, 7 years have passed since the last genocide against our long-suffering Yezidi people. What happened in 2014 is far from the first attempt to destroy the Yezidi people in history. I would like to draw your attention to a historical segment of our history that takes place long before our birth. The events took place in the 19th century Sinjar and its surroundings. At that time, a decree was issued stating that the Yezidi people should be Islamized. Naturally, this decree was issued for several reasons, namely, to strengthen its influence in the region and weaken the Yezidi community. At that time, the ruler of the Yezidis was Mir Ali Beg II, who refused to accept this decree and began resistance. Because of this, the enemies invaded Sinjar, staged ethnic cleansing of the Yezidis, desecrated and robbed the Layla shrine, and the Shihadi temple. There were also those who decided to convert to Islam and save their lives. Among them was the brother of Ali Beg II, Mirza Beg, who eventually deposed his brother. According to eyewitnesses of those events, the Yezidi leader Ali Beg II was subjected to constant torture and badger, constantly forced to walk barefoot on thorns, offered him money, gold, but he refused to convert to Islam. Because of the authority of Ali Beg among the Yezidis, they decided not to kill him, but to send him into exile in Shiraz. In those days, the legend of Zarifus was born. Zarifa was born in the village of Bakir near Sinjar. In this girl, many emphasized bravery and love for their nation. The girl grew up in a loving family, in a village, until the enemies invaded and began to kill and rob the Yezidi people. In this turmoil, the remaining handful of survivors united and decided to make a plan for survival. After not much deliberation, most decided to run away from the village, except for one person, Zarifa, who suggested first warning the neighboring villages and then the whole place to gather and climb Mount Sinjar, where you can repel the enemies. To many, this plan seemed unsuccessful. Someone shouted from the crowd, "You are a woman, and you offer us to fight and resist." To which Zarifa replied, "A lion remains a lion regardless of gender." As a result, Zarifa managed to convince the remaining ones, and they rushed to warn neighboring villages and gather forces to repel the enemy. After the battle, Zarifa survived and gave birth to 4 children who also protected and loved their community. Such legends, whether they are not quite accurate and distorted over time, but one thing is for sure, that the steadfastness of the Yezidi people and the strength of spirit have remained until now. We all know Nadia Murad and others who also preserve and protect our Yezidi community from all misfortunes. May our exploits and our people not be forgotten.